This free step-by-step video comes to you directly from Haynes, creators of the world's best repair manuals. Fix your car or truck the right way with our accurate and reliable information at your side. You can complete more than 200 jobs on this vehicle when you purchase the complete online manual at Haynes.com.
Ford Ranger thermostat replacement. Pull the hood release lever located underneath the steering wheel. Lift the hood safety latch and raise the hood upwards. Support the hood with the prop rod. Loosen the cable clamp nut, then disconnect the negative battery cable from the terminal. Secure the cable aside to prevent accidental reconnection. Remove the cover mounting bolts, then lift off the air intake and throttle body cover. Loosen the intake tube hose clamps at each end. Disconnect the crankcase ventilation hose from the intake air tube. Then remove the intake air tube. With the engine completely cool, remove the radiator cap. To gain easier access to the radiator drain plug, it may be necessary to remove the radiator lower shield. Remove the bolts at each end of the shield, then remove the shield, prying out the push-pin fasteners as necessary. Move a large container under the radiator drain plug to catch the coolant. Attach a small hose to the drain fitting to direct the coolant into the container. Then open the drain fitting with an Allen wrench. Allow the coolant in the radiator to drain completely. While the coolant is draining, check the condition of the radiator hoses, heater hoses, and clamps. Replace any damaged clamps or hoses before refilling the cooling system. Once the coolant has finished draining, tighten the radiator drain plug securely. Remove the hose from the drain tap. Install the lower radiator shield. Tighten the bolts securely. Dispose of the used coolant properly. Remove the thermostat cover bolts, then separate the cover from the housing and position the cover and hose aside. Noting how it's installed, remove the thermostat. Remove all traces of the old thermostat seal from the matting surfaces. Make sure no debris falls into the coolant passage. Stuff a rag inside the coolant passage. If necessary, be careful not to gouge or damage the matting surfaces because a leak could develop after assembly. Make sure the sealing ring is positioned correctly on the thermostat. Then install the new thermostat into the housing. Install the thermostat cover and mounting bolts. Tighten the cover mounting bolts to the specified torque setting. Cooling system filling. Turn the heater temperature control to the maximum heat position. Slowly fill the radiator with the correct type of mixture of antifreeze up to the base of the radiator filler neck. The coolant level may drop slightly after filling the radiator, so keep adding coolant to the radiator until the coolant remains level with the filler neck base. Set the radiator cap loosely onto the filler neck, but do not fully install yet. Start the engine and run it in a well-ventilated area until the thermostat opens. Coolant will begin flowing through the radiator and the upper radiator hose will become hot. Turn off the engine and let it cool down. Slowly remove the radiator cap and recheck the coolant level, adding more as necessary to bring the level up to the base of the filler neck. After adding coolant, squeeze the upper radiator hose to expel any air in the system, then top up with more coolant mixture if necessary. Install the radiator cap securely. Add coolant to the reservoir up to the lower mark. Start the engine, allow it to reach normal operating temperature once again, and check for leaks. Install the intake air tube to the filter housing and throttle body. Connect the crankcase ventilation hose to the intake tube. Tighten the hose clamps securely at each side, but avoid over-tightening them. Install the throttle body cover. Tighten the cover bolts securely. Connect the negative battery cable to the terminal and tighten the cable clamp nut securely.